It is Sunday, the 19th of February. I'm just setting up my freestanding picket signs in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, getting blown around a little bit by the wind. Yeah, there it goes again. So, I don't know how much we're going to be doing this, but I have to set up my freestanding picket signs every minute or two. It's not really conducive to a good protest, so looks like I might have to just dispense with the freestanding picket signs for now, since we got a little bit of a breeze knocking them over. Maybe one day I'll invest in some bungee cords. Well, I mean, I have bungee cords. Question of actually attaching them to the sign so they can be wrapped around poles to keep them stable. But yeah, well, we'll try one more time with this one. The bags that are there to protect the signs from water damage act as spinnaker sails, so that doesn't help. But it's just sort of it's not a very strong wind, but it's just enough of a breeze to keep blowing over the picket sign. So we'll try one more time, and you can see how the wind catches the yeah. Anyway, let's see what happens. The glare doesn't help for reading either. But on the other hand, if I don't protect them, they're going to get very dirty and damaged by water and moisture and dirt and so on, especially when they get blown over. So it is Sunday, the 19th of February 2017, and we were in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, and we're actually somewhat earlier than normal today for various reasons. One being, there it goes again. One being that I just, happened to get up fairly early, even though I went to bed very late. Only got around 3 or 4 hours sleep last night, so I guess I'll have to have an afternoon nap or something. But there's a pretty good reason for being here early, and that is that today the sermon, as I understand it, will be given by Peter Bellotta, who is a former member of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, and he is also a former interim minister of the Unitarian Church of Montreal. When Reverend Ray Drennan resigned, Peter Bellotta was minister of the Unitarian Church of Montreal for a 1-year period as interim minister before Reverend Ian Rollert took over. So we're just going to walk back and forth with some picket signs here, but I think there's a reasonable possibility that Peter Bellotta may show up and come in through the front door this morning. He might already be here for all I know. He might have arrived quite early, but he might also just go in the back door and not see him at all. But there is a possibility of having Peter Bellotta see my picket signs as he enters the church, if he comes in the front entrance. And there's a reasonable prospect that he'll do that. So I want to be here early enough that I don't miss him. And so I arrived even before 9 o'clock. So we're just going to circulate back and forth with a couple of picket signs. In my right hand, picket sign says, "Atheist, you are accusing me of blasphemy." And in the left-hand Unitarian Universalist perversion of justice, sucks you asterisk you, sucks you. Can also be interpreted another way. Just type U asterisk U and you might get an idea of how it can be interpreted. On that note, back in 2003, the executive director of the Canadian Unitarian Council, Mary Bennett, unilaterally decided that it'd be a really good idea to insert an asterisk between the two U's that stand for Unitarian and Universalist, to change the acronym from UU to U asterisk U. And it's funny, because even when you say U asterisk U, you get an idea of what happened. Essentially, what happened is Mary Bennett unwittingly inserted Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s picture of an asshole between the two U's that represent Unitarian Universalism in the acronym UU, and thus basically made the UU acronym a laughing stock, at least for me, but I think for other people too. In fact, to make matters worse, Unitarian Universalists had been referring to Unitarian Universalism as the UU movement sometime prior to that. So when she inserted Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s picture of an asshole between the two U's, the UU movement, could be seen as the ass movement, and could be associated with bowel movements. And I'm not the only person to have made this observation. Unitarian Universalist minister by the name of Timothy Jensen, if I remember his name correctly, Tim Jensen. He actually posted a blog post about how the U asterisk U movement made him think of laxatives. So, had quite a bit of fun with the fact that Mary Bennett so inadvertently and unwittingly and perhaps stupidly inserted Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s picture of an asshole between the two U's of UUism, and really put the ass in the UU movement. And the interesting thing too is Kurt Vonnegut Jr. himself was a Unitarian Universalist. So even though she had no clue what she was doing, I'm sure, I'm sure she was probably unaware that Kurt Vonnegut Jr. had spoken about how the asterisk was a picture of an asshole in Breakfast of Champions. In fact, I was unaware of that until Unitarian Universalist blogger brought it to my attention, which made things all that much more fun, as it were. So anyway, I think, I only found out about this, I think, in 2006. So this had been in existence for 3 years and had somehow escaped my attention. I don't know how that came about, but it was only in 2006, I believe, possibly even 2007, that I even became aware that in December of 2003, as a kind of a Christmas present to the UU movement, Mary Bennett had decided to change the UU acronym. Anyhow, I had quite a bit of fun with that for a certain number of years. I expected, Mary Bennett and the Unitarian Universalist movement to quickly remove Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s picture of an asshole from the UU acronym, you know, once I began poking fun at it. But it actually took some years before they finally did it. I guess they didn't want to, you know, make it obvious that you know, they had removed the asterisk as a direct result of my making fun of them. So they held off for a few years, but it's also indicative of how Unitarian Universalists are very, very, very slow to correct mistakes. And not just stupid mistakes like that. I mean, that's just, you know, it's not even stupid. You know, if she didn't know, she didn't know. You know, it's, you know, she just, you know, unwittingly did something that had negative consequences, and not even that negative. Basically, just, you know, made them look a bit silly. You know, there's actually far, far worse things that Unitarian Universalists do, and are, you know, just obstinately slow, you know, unwilling essentially to correct the mistakes, to responsibly address serious injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy within the church. Got a couple of dogs here in snow coats. Like a nice colorful little scene here. Anyhow, as I said, we're just going to have a nice little Sunday constitutional and get some fresh air and exercise and show the picket signs to the passing cars and buses and pedestrians, to say nothing of dogs. And cyclists, might get some cyclists on the bike trail that was installed in front of the church, I guess a couple of years ago now. Certainly more than 1 year ago now. So yeah, we're 12 and a half minutes into this segment of video. And just, you know, I keep a little monologue going during the protest, explaining different aspects of things. The main reason I keep the camera running almost constantly is because there's been too many instances where Montreal Unitarians have behaved badly in various ways and attacked me. In fact, as recently as September of last year, I was assaulted by David Horan, who's the religious education director, or at least on the religious education committee of the Unitarian Church of Montreal. The video of that's available on YouTube. Just search David Horan, that's Horan, and Unitarian Church of Montreal, or just Montreal Unitarian. You should see an interesting video. But that's not the only reason I keep the camera running fairly constantly. One of the bad behaviors that Montreal Unitarians engage in, which cannot be recorded in terms of the behavior itself, is that they call in very questionable and even outright false complaints to the police in efforts to have the police shut down my protest. In fact, in the past, I've been arrested on completely bogus criminal charges that I had to go to court to defend myself against. And I was acquitted because they were completely bogus. We won't go into the details right now. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Is that a V for victory or a peace sign?
Well, I agree with you. I agree. This is a bullshit church. I know it.
It's a bullshit church.
Absolute crap. They're just making money out of people and telling them nothing.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of posturing. I'd have to agree. There's a lot of empty posturing in this church and others. Sorry?
I like to do a video.
Sorry?
Video.
Video.
I'd like to do an interview on it.
Oh, you can if you want.
Maybe I'm going to church now. I'm going to another church now.
Yeah, which one?
Mormon.
Oh, really? The Mormons? Okay. Right.
I'm coming back. Maybe noon thing is to be around. Probably not at 1 o'clock.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Well, we'll
1
see.
o'clock?
We'll see. I'm coming back right away by bus.
Right.
I might come around and see if you're still there.
Right. Okay, but I'm normally gone by that time. So maybe the best thing to do, I'm normally here between 9 and 11 or so.
That's when I go to church.
Exactly.
Because I like to push your cause because I believe organized religions. Mormons are,
Well, yeah, there's the Mormons. Every religious community has their problems.
yeah. But listen, we could do some good, you know.
Of course, yeah.
And,
That's why I like to think I'm doing good right now.
Have you got like a contact, a phone number or something like that?
Yeah, I'm easy to find on the internet. I mean, if you just Google Unitarian Church of Montreal, you'll find my name. It's Robin Edgar's my name. Yeah, I have a blog.
Yeah.
It's called the Emerson Avenger blog.
Emerson Avenger.
Yeah, it's based on a saying by Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, if you go to the Emerson Avenger blog, if you click on the comments section, it has my email address in it. So you can send me an email.
Phone number on there too?
No phone number. I don't want crank calls.
I'm Peter, by the way. So
Peter, well, nice talking to you, Peter.
there, we'll
Yeah, sure. You can get in touch with me. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. A Mormon, and recognizing, even that his own religious community has problems, and they all do. The issue is not so much that a religious community may have a problem as the fact that religious communities in general do a pretty poor job of dealing with their internal problems, especially clergy misconduct. It's not just the Unitarian Universalists that protect abusive ministers. It's many other churches. There's one church in particular that gets a lot of